Hello everybody, today is February 9th and it's 3:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have another video update for you featuring the BWT Precision Auto Trader. Before I continue, first the required disclaimer. Okay, quite a fantastic day for the Auto Trader today, many systems doing well. Want to bring over the time and sales. It's now 3:47, almost 3:48. And the E-mini S&P is trading at about 1848. First up, and the big winner of the day, was the NASDAQ on the Superrenko 24 tick chart, trading two contracts. There was two small losers and then a solid winner here, causing it to hit its goal of 2,000. There was a tick or two slippage on the end, as when the systems hit their daily goal, if the daily goal dollar amount is touched, it issues a market order. So sometimes there's positive slippage, but in this case there was slippage of a tick or so on the exit. So nevertheless, the goal was hit. Okay, next up is the crude oil, trading two contracts on the Superrenko 10 tick chart, and there was only two trades today. There was a trade here near the open of the session, and then one late in the session, and this is using the BWT line break module. So that's why a couple of these trades were missed. This is also using a limit order with quite a large pullback of 12 ticks. So let's just look a little closer at these trades. So here's our line break signal that this trade was taken on, and it was a pullback from the close of the bar at 12 ticks, and then this one also went short on the pullback from the close of the red bar here of 12 ticks, and it looks like a split fill, so there's probably a fast market. And notice there's no H next to the trades here. So this one has a goal of 2,000. It was just shy of its goal. But that's pretty good for two trades, two winners and zero losers. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on the Superrenko 8 tick chart. This is trading two contracts. There was about 7 or 8 trades, a couple of small losers, and then 3 or 4 decent sized winners, and then it hit its goal of $1,500 for the session. So again, a couple of ticks slippage on the end, as when the goal is hit, it issues a market order. Now, this chart did pretty good yesterday, so I want to scroll back. So here's yesterday's trades, and indeed there is an H next to them, but I took a screenshot of yesterday's trades that actually happened. So I wanted to show how sometimes the historical trades are close to what actually happened, particularly when you're using a limit order. So let's bring over the screenshot. So this is a screenshot of yesterday's trades, and note the entry price of 851 1/4, and then the exit is not as good as shown in the historical trade, but the entries are about the same, and the equity curve looks just a little bit different, but still the same 3 trades, and its goal was hit yesterday as well. So looking at the historical chart, we can see that looking back historical, we had the same limit order entries, but our exits were slightly different. Okay, next up is the DAX, and not a lot of trades today on the DAX, but it hit its goal of 1,500, and then we had a couple of ticks slippage on the end as the goal was touched. This is trading two contracts. Okay, next up is the crude oil, trading two contracts on a regular 14 range no gap chart. This is also using the line break algorithm, or the line break module, and we have a limit order at the close of the bar. So there was just 2 trades here, and it hit its goal of 1500, and there was only 1 tick of slippage. So closing out at 1490. Once again, no H's next to the trades. Okay, next up is the crude oil contract, trading 2 contracts on the Superrenko 7 tick, and this one is also a limit order, and it looks like there was a total of 5 trades. We had a small loser and then a couple of nice winners. So it actually looks like 4 trades. And I think this one, the goal is a little bit more modest at $1,200. So obviously its goal was hit, and there was a couple of ticks slippage on the exit. Actually, 1 tick slippage per contract, as it didn't scale out of the position here. Okay, I have several configurations of the BWT Superrenko 4 tick, and they are all running the line break module. In this one here, we have a limit order at the close of the bar and a daily goal of 1,000. This was obviously hit with a tick of slippage at the end. And so what's different about this one is this one starts trading late in the day at 1 o'clock. So obviously that worked out pretty good. This is trading 2 contract. Okay, here is another Superrenko 4 tick, and this one has a different sensitivity, trading the line break module, and it is a limit order with an offset of 2 ticks, slightly different money management. Now on this one, it came very close to hitting its goal off the open, and then it drew down, and as I was observing this, I decided to change the parameters. After I watched this drawdown here, I realized that there was too many trades here, and the reason is my money management was too tight. I was trailing my stop too early, only after hitting 5 or 6 ticks, and then I was trailing by a couple of ticks. So I was getting stopped out, and I wasn't using the precision trend filter. So some of these trades here, it was taking every line break signal. So you can kind of see here, it's going long and short back to back, and the line break signals weren't being filtered out. So an really cool feature of the AutoTrader is that you can change your parameters on the fly. And that's what this is right here. If you click this little next to our help, by the way, the help button will connect you to our support desk. It's built right into the AutoTrader. So we provide great service, and support is usually followed up within 24 hours, and that's built into the AutoTrader. So anytime you have an issue, you can just click on this, and this will go right to our help desk, and we will get back to you immediately. Now, to the right of this is this icon, which is 4 dots, and if you click this, this opens up the NinjaBuddy, and inside the NinjaBuddy, you can change parameters on the fly without having to refresh the chart and disturb the AutoTrader. So I basically went in here and I went down to our entry filters here, and I changed this from 0 to 1. And this happened about 1 o'clock, and you'll see the difference in the trading once I filtered out the trades here. I also came down to our trade management, and I changed the trail stop to trail by bars instead of ticks and not begin trailing until 20 ticks. The result can be clearly seen. So even though it did well in the morning, there was bigger volatility. So this is about where I traded it, and as soon where I changed. This is about where I changed the settings on the fly. And you can see once I did that, there wasn't nearly as many trades, and there was pretty good action here, and it came back from this deficit to actually hit its goal within, say, 2 hours of trading. So here's our equity curve. We were still up a couple of $100 when I made these changes, and it did very well from that point on, ultimately hitting its goal without slippage, as a matter of fact. So the daily goal here, 1,000, it was hit, and there was no slippage. Okay, here is yet another variation of settings on the BWT Superrenko 4-tick chart using our line break algorithm or our line break module. And this has yet a different sensitivity, and I'm not using the trend filter on this one. But the difference is, and the reason this one hit its goal early on and the other one didn't, is because I'm not trailing any stop. I'm not using any trailing stops here. It's just going to the next trade. So it had a couple of good runs off the open, and it hit its goal with no slippage, and it had 4 winners and 2 losers. So this also worked out. So the main reason I'm trying these different variations is because I'm trying to come up with the most consistent settings, trading the Superrenko 4-tick with our line break algorithm, as I've begun to show this quite a bit since I started tracking it a few weeks ago, just trying to show what's possible trading a small account. This could be traded with a single contract and, say, a goal of $300, $400, $500. And it's showing the versatility of the AutoTrader with its 2 different modules for trading, and how effective our line break algorithm is, and how unique our line break algorithm is. No other AutoTrader has it, and no other AutoTrader will execute like ours does with all the features that we have, such as being able to change your settings on the fly if need. Okay, so if you'd like to find out more, please visit our website at bluewavetrading.com, or feel free to contact us at systems@bluewavetrading.com. Thanks for watching today.